So the rule that I've tried to set for myself is anytime I see something that makes me want to rant on social media or makes me want to go back and forth with a bitch on Twitter or something like that, it's better for me to just put my thoughts in a video, especially since it will give us something to talk about. Better for me to just put my thoughts in a video and just move on about my goddamn business. So here we go. So there was this video that got a lot of traction on social media. It was basically this girl, this woman, who had filmed her boyfriend in secret. I guess he went on her porch, which is a very interesting place to do this shit, but it is what it is. They were dating, I guess, but he thought he was not being recorded. He went on her porch, and I guess another nigga pulled up and he started sucking his dick. Like this is what went viral, and of course they had everybody talking, everybody giving their 2 cents. You know, and as unfortunate as the situation is, especially for people who are in relationships that you feel like you can trust this person or whatever it is, I think that heterosexual people have to face the fact that as long as they contribute to biphobia and homophobia, that there will always be DL men around them. There will always be DL men who, and the reason why, because people are just, a lot of people are like, oh well girl, why won't they just live in their truth and be themselves and shit. First of all, there's so many things wrong with that, in my opinion, like that statement. It's crazy to me that heterosexual people cannot see that this is their bed and now they're laying in it. I don't understand how they can be the same ones contributing to the problem of biphobia, homophobia, all of that shit, and they cannot see that their direct actions and their methods of thinking, I mean, from the moment that we were born, I mean, you take these little kids into barbershops and shit, they hearing this shit, they're hearing what the fuck y'all saying. You know what I mean? So for the life of me, I cannot understand why hetero people do not see that it is their homophobia, it is their biphobia and shit that is causing people to feel like they have to hide themselves. And a lot of people are just like, y'all want to be oppressed so bad, y'all need to just live in y'all truth, and it's just like, it's not that easy. I don't understand. I don't get how people can't see that shit. Like, heterosexual people dominate the fucking planet. They dominate the planet. And that is only important because y'all dictate the rules. And so when you dictate the rules, and a lot of those rules are homophobic as fuck, especially in the years past, especially people internalizing that shit while they're growing up. And so in order to survive, people feel like they have to hide. And I think that some people are just like, well, hiding is different than being in a relationship and being dishonest with a woman, whatever it is. But hiding also involves keeping up appearances. It does. And the reason why you know that it's important is because even with straight men, they have competitions with each other based off of who is more masculine, who getting more pussy, who doing it. So it's like if straight men are even, you know, measuring each other based off of their heterosexuality and masculinity, what do you think is gonna require for a gay man, or, you know what I mean, somebody like that? What types of things do you think that they feel like they need to do to feel like, okay, nobody gonna clock my T when I walk in this bitch, nobody's gonna, you know, drag the shit out of me? There's certain spaces where I can't even imagine where, like, it's like a threat to their fucking lives, their lives. So if straight men even have to keep up appearances and they have to put on a performance, they have to put on a whole show of masculinity in certain spaces, of course, I feel like now we're getting into an age where more straight men specifically, are more open to the idea of differences in expression, and it not necessarily meaning that it has anything to do with your sexuality or whatever, or just like accepting other people's sexuality. I think we're getting a little bit better in that realm, but like when you look at a lot of straight men, they have to do competitions with each other. That's what, I mean, every time, like, I keep bringing up the barbershop because that's a lot of times that's the only time I see straight men. So, and even the barbershop that I go to, like, they chill as hell, but I've been in other places where it's very reminiscent of what I used to hear niggas talk about in high school and college, all that shit. Like, you know, it's very much a competition to see who is the straightest, and a lot of shit they do is not to impress women, it's to impress other fucking straight men. So, you know, you talk about, oh, well, you could just hide and you don't have to get in these relationships with these women who think that you're straight and now you're gonna flip the script on them. Of course, they don't have to, but what I'm saying is a lot of times that provides them more safety in y'all heterosexual, homophobic ass spaces, bitch. So my thing is, like I said, I feel like the only ones who need to have words for DL men or need to have conversations about DL men are us, are the LGBT community, and we can help their ass out. But as far as straight people, y'all created this fucking problem. Y'all created this problem, and now y'all getting over here talking about, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found this out. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you've been doing this behind my back. Okay, I want people who say these things to think about what they have done specifically. Of course, this issue is not just because of a specific person. It's because of heterosexuals as a whole. Like, it is. And every time I bring this up, a lot of heterosexual people sound like, and I know I said this before, a lot of heterosexual people sound like racist white people when y'all talk. And then every time we try to bring up, hey, these are the sources of the issue. Of course it's not fun for a woman to have to experience that shit, you know, go through they thought they man was something and they're something else. Of course it's not fun, and I'm not excusing it. And a lot of people think I'm excusing it. I am explaining it. I am giving you something to think about. If gay people, if LGBT people do not feel safe around y'all asses, for the most part, I mean, like I said, from the church to goddamn barbershop, if they don't feel safe around y'all, what do you, I mean, and that's just shallow shit. We talking about jobs. We talking about the economy. We talking about in school, y'all be a mess. In the medical field, y'all be dragging the fuck out of gays. Y'all don't know what the fuck going on. It's so much built-in within all these systems that oftentimes urge LGBT people to be like, bitch, I'm hiding, whether it's for fear of my, you know, fear of losing employment, fear of losing housing, or fear of losing my fucking life. I'm hiding. And on top of that, I'm gonna keep up appearances so that there won't even be a guest, so that there won't even be anybody asking me about this shit, because y'all talk about, oh, well, you know, you didn't have to go that far, you didn't have to be with that. Of course they didn't have to be with that. Woman, of course they did not have to be in that relationship. But, you know, a man is 40 years old, 50 years old and single. Straight people can't mind their business, bitch. It's always gonna be when you having kids, why you ain't got no wife, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, of course someone can hide and they don't have to enter relationships where they're, you know, tricking someone or being dishonest. But y'all have to make it so that there is enough space in the community, especially the black community, Y'all have to make it so that there's enough space within the black community so that LGBT people can feel safe enough to live out loud. How are you going to spend your entire life going through school, making fun of gays, going through your, entire life, making sure that they feel uncomfortable in every fucking facility, every aspect, every system in many communities? You're gonna go your entire life making it difficult for LGBT people to even exist, and then when they find ways to survive, to live, to hide, to keep up appearances, to make it feel like they fit in, to make y'all feel like they fit in, then y'all have a problem with that too. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And like I said, I'm going to repeat, I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying that, oh, well, girl, these women, these girls, these people in these relationships who have to deal with someone who's dishonest, like they deserve it or whatever. But I'm just saying, it's not gonna stop happening. It's not gonna stop. For as long as y'all have these rules up here, for as long as y'all lock LGBT people out of shit, for as long as y'all discriminate against them, for as long as y'all call them abominations, tell them that they're going to hell, blah, 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 it's gonna keep happening. You're gonna get tricked. You're gonna get people who are dishonest so that they can survive, so they feel like they can survive. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Whether you agree with it or not, whether you're like, oh my God, how can someone do it? They're gonna keep doing it unless y'all get y'all shit together. Unless y'all get y'all shit together. So, y'all cannot build this idea of you're only, you don't say verbatim, but it's almost like you only have value to society if you're in a heterosexual fucking marriage, especially if, like, you talk to older people, if y'all have kids and y'all have built this whole image of what you think humans and people and families should be. And when anyone deviates from that shit, they pay a price. They pay a fucking price. Some people don't have the mental strength to deal with that price, along with the bullshit that they experienced and they heard and they internalized throughout their entire life. It's just like, what the fuck do y'all want? Do y'all want people to be honest and live their life? And if that's the truth, then leave them the fuck alone when they do. But the thing is that y'all don't, like a lot of heteros do not want that to happen. They don't want people to live out loud. So if you don't want people to live out loud, they're gonna live in secret hoe. They're gonna live in secret. They're gonna put up as many walls, getting as many hetero relationships, getting as many families, as whatever, as they feel like, to make sure that they're fucking safe. I cannot even imagine what it would, like every time I think about like Donnie McClurkin, when he got his ass up there in one of the latest things that we've seen from him, talking about, oh, I wish I could be with a woman, but I can't, it's just not in my spirit. And I know that a lot of that shit that keeps his heart locked up is because he was around like a very religious black ass community, and they're not gonna let his ass breathe for a moment, you know? And so that creates internal turmoil, it creates self-hate, creates all type of shit. But at the end of the day, people are just trying to survive. So bitch, if I know I'm gonna survive in my community, wherever that is, in my black ass community, wherever that is, a lot of people don't, especially if you're really raised hard in certain communities, you can't see outside that community sometimes. So if I know that my life and my safety will be secure if I get in this relationship, if I get in this heterosexual relationship, if I have these kids, if I build the image of me being heterosexual. Even heterosexuals have issues, you know, living up to what it means to be heterosexual. If I know as an LGBT person that I need to do all these things to make sure people get off my fucking back, then a lot of people are gonna do that shit. A lot of people are gonna do that shit. So it's either y'all get y'all shit together and redefine what it means to live in this world and be a fucking human being, and you do your research and approach sexualities with a sense of fucking, act like y'all have some fucking neurons in your goddamn brain. Unless you all transform how you view sexuality, how you view LGBT people, you're always gonna get people hiding. You're always gonna get it. You're always gonna get these fake ass relationships. You're always gonna get these shoddy ass, fake ass families until y'all get y'all shit together. And let me just reiterate for the random mad hoes in the comments, I am not saying that, like, just for example, women deserve to be, you know, lied to, cheated on, like they deserve dishonesty from these men in their relationships. I'm not saying that. I know that must be very uncomfortable to go through, right? But as a whole, the community, the heterosexual community, I don't want to see their asses up here complaining about some shit that they created. Y'all made this fucking mess, and anytime you wanted to clean it up, the ball is in your court. That's all I'm saying. On that note, hope you understood what I'm trying to say. Love y'all so much. If you like these kinds of conversations, make sure you check out patreon.com/AdrianExpression, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening. Don't play with me. Don't play with